All right. Okay. Welcome, everybody. I'm so excited you guys are here. It's our first call for the Rank It Up group, and we have a very, very special guest. I'm super excited. She offered to do a call for us. She is a 11-star Diamond Elite Coach, number 32 in the company. Wow. Um, she's an SC 10 All-Star. And her name is Jessica Pesola. I'm super excited to hear from her. She's going to be talking to us about inviting and investing. So I hope you guys are ready to be mind blown. um, are you ready, Jessica?
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to mute myself.
Sounds good, girl. Well, you guys, thank you for having me. That was a very generous introduction. Thank you. I'm pretty down to earth, right? Like we're all just hanging out on this, but I'm really excited. It's an honor to get to speak to your team, Jamie, and you guys have a great leader. I think you know that. But tonight I want to talk to you about a couple of different things that have really helped me, and I just believe in blessing others, and if this has worked for me, I hope it works for you. That would be like the hope in all of it, and we'll go from there and we'll just see. But everybody's business is different, everybody's market is different. Just to give you a little bit of background on who I am, I won't spend a lot of time on this, but I started Beachbody about 19 months ago, and I was pretty overweight. I just needed to continue. I'd lost 20 pounds as a customer, and I just really needed to continue to lose weight. And I actually, this past weekend was really fun for me because we led a Super Saturday here in Minnesota. That was just amazing. Sagi came, and really the first Super Saturday I went to, there was about 50 people at instead of 1,000, and that's why I decided to be a coach. One of my upline coaches, Lindsay Stay, spoke at it, and I was just really intrigued by her story, and I was inspired, and I was working at a church at the time and loved it. It's actually where we held our Super Saturday this past weekend. But I loved my job. It wasn't that I didn't like it. I just felt like I needed to make my son my number one ministry. That needed to be number one. And I remember like driving on the way to church from daycare. So I'd be at church all day. And then in ministry, it's never really like a 50-hour-a-week job. It's like a 65-hour-a-week job, even though you get paid for 50 hours. And I remember being in the car, and I went to go get Isaiah from daycare, and I was taking him back to church with me because I needed to go back because I wasn't done with everything. And he was going, "Mommy, no church, no church." And it just like broke my heart. That was a really big turning point for me of just, I want him to love this because I love God, and I want him to love God, and I don't want it to be something that he resents. And I was praying about a solution to that. And then I went to the Super Saturday with my coach, Luana, who's under Lindsay Stay, and we talked about her faith. And so to me, it just really connected to my heart. And I thought, like, I've been doing this ministry, but truthfully, like everything that we do, if you're a person of faith, everything that we do is and should be a ministry. So how can I make this a ministry if I were to do this? And so I just prayed about it, and I prayed that if I was supposed to do it, that God would open the doors, and if not, that he would just slam them shut. And then the first 10 people I talked to that I thought would join me all said no. And I was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. I really like second guessed it. Like, what am I doing? And I really had to continue to pray about it. But it's really funny, guys. All those people, and I'm sure a lot of you have experienced this, but all those people that first said no to me that I thought would join me have never joined me. Like, it's like close family members, my sister. I know, it's crazy. Yeah. And, but you know what? I prayed that God would protect my relationships, and I really feel like he has. And the people that were supposed to join me, I would have never imagined. And my diamonds and my team, they're my best friends. They're my family. And I would have never like handpicked them necessarily, but he did, and it was perfect. So I always tell people, and I know you guys are not necessarily new coaches, right, Jamie? Isn't this like Tell me real quick. I'm sorry, I know you're muted, but tell me real quick again. I think you might have already, but who is all on this call? Is it new coaches or seasoned coaches, star diamonds?
We have a mixture. We have some new coaches, emeralds, some diamonds, star diamonds, and I don't know, we might have a ruby on here. Not sure, because it's like 3 teams combined right now doing this Rank It Up, which is awesome.
That is so cool. Okay, I love that. So it's just like a really good mix of different ranks. So I mean, it's just one of those things where whether you are learning how to mentor people as a leader, because that was hard to learn too. You know, it's all, you work with a lot of different personalities and it's all kind of different. Or whether you're a brand new coach, I truly believe that the people that are supposed to be on your team are going to. And I had a huge market when I started. So I was already in a leadership role at a church with about 1,000 people. So not a mega church, but not a small church. And so I was in a leadership role there, and I was a worship leader and a director of connections. So I helped people, if it was their first time there, get connected into life groups and get connected into serving opportunities. And my job was networking, basically. And yet, I remember the first time I talked on the phone with a brand new customer, first time ever, I was shaking. I was like so scared. And it didn't really matter that I talked on the phone to people all the time for a living. I was nervous because it was new, it was a change, it was exciting, but it was scary. And that's one of the reasons why I named my team the Fearless Empire, because although I was nervous and I was scared, I was fearless in my actions. And I truly believe that that is what we have to do. Successful people get uncomfortable. And so I've always told my new coaches, it's time to get your hands dirty. It's time to get uncomfortable. If you're a leader, it's time to get your hands dirty in leadership. And it definitely, I've been out of my comfort zone a lot while I've done this, but it's also changed my prayer life in a really good way. And you know, it's been a roller coaster. I've had some really hard times while I've been a coach. You know, I've had deaths in the family, and I've had people in the ICU, and then I've had a binge eating disorder as a coach that I kind of had to come to terms to. And through all of that, I definitely feel like making your message is so important. And I know we hear that a lot, but just being open. You know, I was so afraid when I was going through a binge eating disorder, because this winter I've lost 56 pounds total, but I gained about 15 back. And now I'm back down again, just to kind of where I was. But I was so afraid to talk about that. Like, what kind of a coach am I if I've gained weight? Like, I'm supposed to be a product of the product. It's a vital behavior. How is anybody going to want to join me if I have been gaining weight, you know? And truthfully, I made a big post about it. I just came to terms with it and just said, this is what's been going on. I got called out by my dad, who's actually an eating disorders medical doctor, and said, I think you have a binge eating disorder. I see you under eating and then eating pizza, macaroni, and donuts all in the same sitting, and it's not healthy. And you need to chill on that. And I just really came to terms with it, and I talked about it. And I literally had people that wanted to be on my team because I talked about it and because I was open and vulnerable. And I think it's so important for us, as you guys are connecting, whether you're a seasoned coach or a new coach, to be open and just be humble and relatable. I'm not, you know, I look at other coaches that are just in the perfect shape, and I'm not there, and I'm okay with that, because I'm bringing people along with me on my journey, and I feel like they respect me because of that, and I share my struggles. And so it's important to be open. It's important to share. And truthfully, you know, people that look like they have it all together don't really inspire me very much, because I can't relate to them. They're amazing, that's great, but it doesn't really inspire me. I need to be able to connect with somebody, and being able to write a post about how my child threw a fit in Target and I had to leave my cart full of groceries and products, and I was humiliated. There are people and there are moms that can connect with that, and they're like, oh, she doesn't have it all together. Okay, that's good to know. I like her more now because of that, right? Like, sometimes when we see people post about stuff, we're like, oh, it makes you feel a little bit better. Like, okay, good. I'm not the only mom that has had that issue or has been super embarrassed or something like that. So, so that is, that's something with posting that I really try to do. I'm going to go ahead and screen share because we're talking about inviting and investing, and I am going to go very specifically into a certain avenue that has really helped me recently that I hope helps you guys too. But before I do that, I want to just pull up my Facebook page. I don't know, it might boot me out once I do this. Okay, good, it didn't. Let's see. Okay. So if I go to my Facebook page, and this weekend's kind of a crazy mess because we had ski at our Super Saturday, so you're going to see a lot of pictures. But I can have like, you know, oh my gosh, like I always try to engage with people, right? Like with my posts and stuff. And then I'm just like super, super silly. Like I try to do lots of videos where like people can relate to us and that kind of thing. And if you go to like the end of this, we're just being obnoxious and people are like, oh, I can connect with her because she's a goofball. And then I have like these more motivational moments where I talk about my faith. And I do lots of like polls and stuff like that. I had this debate going on yesterday, and 131 people have commented on it. And you guys, it is seriously stupid. But I mean, like, I'm just being honest, right? Like, who cares? But my husband and I were legit arguing about whether Full House or Boy Meets World was the best 90s show. Full House all the way, just saying. Yep. But he was all about Boy Meets World. And so I'm like, let's bring it to Facebook. And he wanted to post it on his page. And I was like, no, this is going to help my business. Let's put it on my page. And 131 people commented on it, and a ton of them are like not at all coaches, like a ton of them. And so then when I did more of a motivational post today about my faith and about being a part of this team, I know that they're going to see it because the laws of Facebook tell me that if they comment on my page or I comment on their page, I may just be one of the 7% of the people that show up in their newsfeed the next day. So what I'm trying to get at here is I kind of post with 3 things in mind every day. It's health, hope, and heart. And it's a way for me to share who I am and invite in a certain way, but it's also a way for me to invest in people by adding value. So I try to always add value with something about health. It can just be something motivational or a funny video, an interaction of some kind, but people are connecting. It's all about connecting. And so I try to do that once a day, something about health. I try to do hope, which is my faith. So I talk about my faith to some capacity because that's a huge part of who I am and what I wanted this to become. And then I talk about heart, which is my family. So I always have those 3 posts a day so that if you go to my page, you're not going to see like fitness, 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 because I am not only in love with fitness. I highly doubt you're only in love with fitness. So just having like a good like rotation is really, really good. But what I realized is health, hope, and heart really make up a good amount of who I am. And so I always post on those, and then the rest are just my reality TV show. Okay, so like the rest is just like I have funny moments, or I have bloopers, or I have these, different things that happen, and I post about it. So that's like the first tool of inviting is your page is your business. I mean, people that are looking at that, they should figure out that if you're a mom, they should figure out that you're a mom. And if you're into faith or fashion or whatever, freedom, they should be able to see that. They should be able to see who you are with not just with fitness. And then my wellness page is slightly different, but really not. I mean, I may post a little bit more on there about challenge groups and stuff like that because it's focused on fitness, but I still share the same polls and I still share who I am in that group as well, because again, I think that that is more relatable than just one part of who I am. If I share all of who I am, then they are probably going to connect with at least one of them. Something recently that I did that really, really, really helped me is I decided, this is a little crazy because it's supposed to be the best season, but I decided to pour into people. I was kind of losing my vision about what I loved about this, besides just recruiting coaches, I needed to fall in love with coaching again. I needed to fall in love with what that was about. And so I did a 21-day free group, which I know is like kind of scary. Like, why would you do it that long? I really felt like it was something that I needed to do longer than 7 days. I ended up also doing a 14-day one, and I'm going to show it to you. But I felt like it was something that I needed to do to kind of revive is what I meant to say, who I am, and also just get some of my cold leads. I have about 19,000 followers on my wellness page, and I didn't feel like I could really connect with them. Like, they would be interested in joining me as coaches, but then they'd find out that they had to buy a challenge pack and there was a disconnect. Like, oh, I don't know if I really want to do that. So I thought, they need to see how I coach. So I cut this group off at 211 members, and probably 30 of them were coaches that wanted to check it out. The rest were cold leads from my like page. And you can see I went with like a beachy theme because it was spring break time. And you can see my affirmations here. That was a part of their daily assignment every day. Affirmations are so important. And the reason why you see it more faith-based is because of the people that I targeted. I target in my posts on my like page, my ad sets, I target people that are Christians. I target Christian Ministry Magazine. I target moms. I target Shape Magazine, all that kind of stuff. So I really try to target my 3: health, hope, and heart. I try to target all of those 3 when I do my ads. And so a lot of these people were already posting, I'm praying for you, all this kind of stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and share with you some of my photos, and you guys can see all this, right?
Yeah.
Tell me if you can't. Okay, good. But if I go to my videos, something that I did is I did all my own workouts, so it wasn't just a 21-day free clean eating group. I also did my own workouts. For each one, for a different week, there was always a workout, and I gave them specific instructions. You can actually see it as I hover over it. It tells them exactly what to do. And again, this was a way for me to show them a glimpse of how I am as a coach. And it was a way I really made it like a sneak peek. So what I mean by that is, like, this is a video of my team on our retreat. It's like just a silly video of us doing size and dancing. We had a special instructor come, and she shared with us some size moves and stuff, and so we got to work out poolside, and that was part of our diamond retreat. So, like, I shared that kind of stuff. Like, it's so much fun to be a coach. Like, check out this video for my leaders and I. And another thing that I shared, I think I have it on my desktop. Another thing that I shared was stuff like this, like it's halftime, going through all that, and then I say below is so I told them to post a fun picture below of their workout today, and on their timeline for extra bonus points, because I do points for all of my for them participating. As you can see, assignment 4 points up here. I do points for that, and then I give out prizes at the end. But I just said below is a fun pic of me and my diamond leaders as a retreat on the beach I took them to in Florida. I had a master trainer come in and work with us out by the pool. It was so stinking fun. It's so great to have this community. Okay, now let's see yours. So it was like a way for me to be able to use this as a sneak peek to show them how much fun we have as coaches without me saying, come and be on my team. So that's another way to invite. But I'm also going to share with you kind of just a video that I did for this group when I first started. And I'm going to just share the beginning with you and how I basically invited them to be a part of it, and I shared my heart with them, and I connected with them from the beginning. I wanted them to feel and know that I was on their playing field. there's nothing special necessarily about me that made me a coach. It's how I use this opportunity to help people that makes me special, right? And so I wanted to share that with them. And so I'm just going to play the first part for you. It just kind of shows my energy and how I connected.
Hey guys, Jessica Pesola here, health and fitness coach, and I'm so excited to welcome you to this 21-day clean eating and workout group. This is a first for me. I have done 7-day clean eating challenges and whatnot. I've never done a 21-day free clean eating challenge, but really the heart behind that, you guys, is just to be able to help as many people as possible. And, you know, I'm going to give you great tools. We're going to help each other. We're going to keep each other accountable. I'm in this with you, and I'll share my story with you in just a second. But this is all about growing together and understanding that you don't have to do life alone. You don't have to go on this journey by yourself, because let's be honest, I know firsthand how hard it is to struggle with weight and with food and, you know, and having limitations on stuff that you haven't necessarily had before. So this group is going to be all about community and keeping each other accountable and loving on each other and encouraging each other. So here's the deal. This is a large group. We have over 100 people in this group, which I'm so excited about. But if you post on there, encourage them, lift them up. I can tell you that I'm going to do my best with that. And I'm also going to be praying for all of you daily, okay? So for this group, I'm just going to pray that God blesses this group, that he protects this group, and that he uses it just, you know, to be a light for his glory. So that's my heart. That's where I'm at with this. And I'm just thankful that you guys are deciding to do such a great thing for yourself. I've been in your shoes, and I'm just, it gives me chills, like, thinking about it. So it's exciting. But basically, my story stems.
Okay, and I won't go into my story with that because that's a long video, but it's about 5 minutes long total. But it's just a way, like, I did a lot of videos during this group, and I feel like it really, really helped me connect with them. Before this group, I had ads like this on my health and wellness page, and I had tons of people that were really super, super interested. I mean, I think this one had over 100 comments or something. And it was exciting. It was really, really exciting. But I could not connect with them. Like I told you, I could not get them to actually follow through and become a coach because they hadn't really experienced it. And some of my best coaches were discount coaches first, you know, or customers first. So I decided to do an ad like this for a free group. And this was actually not an actual ad. This was just one on the page that I used. And then this is way too much writing for an ad. But you can't have that much on your pictures. But I basically just said, attention, I've decided to spend the next month just pouring into others. And I basically tell them, like, I've got these tools. I want to help you. I just want to meet my fans, because that's a fan page or your like page. I just want to meet you because there's on my like page, I have about, let's see real quick. So I have these followers, but, okay, so I have 19,000 followers, but only 1,190 of them are my friends on my personal page. So I have all these other people that I'm not even friends with on my page. And how do I get to know them? How can I connect with them, right? And so this is like another way of inviting. And if you don't have a wellness page, by the way, that's okay. Like, I did not open up a wellness page right away. I actually, it took me a long time before I really started to do that. But I really felt like it was my next step. And there's a training that I did that's really, really good. And Jesse Reagan is his name. And he actually has another training starting. He's going to do like a webinar about it this week. If you guys want info on that, let me know. I can give it to Jamie. But I really just felt like that was a great way for me to connect with my audience. So I'm going to show you an example. This girl, Bethany, who's one of my coaches now, she was posting, she was a cold lead. I did not know her. And when I say cold lead, I mean for my like page. And she posted in the group, this group is such an inspiration to me. I love the purpose of this group and all that kind of stuff, right? And I'm like, this girl has coach written all over her. So I connected with her and I said, Bethany, I love your heart. You're exactly the kind of heart of somebody that I'd love to coach on my team. Would you ever consider coaching at all after this 21-day group is over? No worries either way, but you're such a strong Christian, or we are a strong Christian team, and you'd be a great leader. She says, yes. Okay, so this is like totally ideal, right? She's like, yeah, that's a huge calling for me. I want to submit myself to a leader. And I say, I'm so pumped for you. Would you be willing to help me? This is key. Would you be willing to help me with this group for a little bit? Then after the 21 days is over, I can officially sign you up and we can start working together going forward. That way you can really get a great taste of what coaching is as well in the group. Thoughts? She's like, that'd be an incredible honor and happy tears. And I said, I'm so excited. Me too with tears. I'll send you a template tonight. Okay? So then what I did is I introduced her to the group as a 21-day challenge coach. So I said, hey guys, Bethany Carlson is in the group we just met. She's wanting to try out coaching. And so she's going to be posting. If you're interested in trying it out, I can send you the template and we can work together. Let me know. So what ended up happening is I ended up having 6 in my 21-day group, 6 coaches, or 6 people decide to help me coach the group, which made it so I only had to post 1 day a week, which was kind of awesome too. And then I had a 14-day group that I opened up, and I basically had 6 more people that I recruited to start helping me coach in the group as well. So I had 2 groups, 6 and 6. I've signed 7 new coaches, business coaches, from these groups, and I'm still having conversations with about 15 to 20 more. So it's definitely like a great way to, if you ever do a group like this, or if you are not really into free groups right now, if you do like when you're doing your own challenge groups, you guys do something where you use people that you see have coach-like potential, give them the opportunity to help you coach, because then you can go back to them at the end of the thing and you can say, girl, you're doing everything a coach is doing. I would love, love, love to get you on board to be part of this family and this community that you've heard me talk about, and just take this a step further so you can actually get paid for what you're doing. And then I'll show you another example of one of these coaches that also signed up with me. And this is a different take on it. I had asked her the same thing I asked Bethany at the beginning and about, would you ever consider coaching? She said, I am considering it. However, I would need to slowly work it in. Hate to play the single mom card, but I'm trying to balance parenting. I have a spunky daughter 85% of the time. So I said, no worries. Would you want to help coach and this was my 14-day group, starting on Monday, and after it's over, we can get you signed up for a challenge pack, and then if you decide coaching is for you or not. I have a template. We got 10 minutes left. Okay. I have a template that we can use, whatever, right? So she goes, I think that would be okay with that. I think I would just need to listen to my gut and make this happen. And so I said, awesome. And we kind of talked through it. And then she gives me kind of like more of a story about her. And I say, girl, I'm with you. It's so important for them to know that we're with them. And so she ended up coaching too. So that's a way that I use my free groups. I'm going to show you one more example of something. And honestly, guys, I don't mind sharing at all. If you want it, I can give it to Jamie. But there is, this is my team page, and there is a file in here that I really, really, really love to share because it has helped me so much. I created it, but it has helped our team so much. And it's called Fearless Invites. And it's a system that I use to invite. And I basically use a system called 532 every day. Sorry, I didn't mean to make it that big. It's a little hard to see on here for some reason. But every day I start 5 new conversations with nothing about Beachbody. I also add 5 friends a day. Invite 3 people to a challenge group every day. And I invite 2 people to be a personally sponsored coach on my team every single day. If you do this, you guys, if you do a formula like this, there is no reason why you can't hit Success Club. And that's exactly what I teach my coaches. It literally takes me 15 minutes to do this every day. It's only 15 minutes of my power hour. When I am doing my 532, I use a formula that I learned called comment plus compliment plus question equals conversation. So I might say, hey, Jamie, it's been a long time. Oh my gosh, your family looks amazing. I have a toddler. I see you have a toddler too. Are you potty training at all? I could really use some help. Do you have any tips for me? That is a conversation. So it's a way to connect with them in a way that's, nothing about Beachbody, but just connects. I also use feel, felt, found when it comes to objections. And I use this in my free groups when I'm doing that kind of stuff, whether it's about coaching. I use it when it comes to just my inviting every day with my 532. But when somebody says I don't have money or I don't have time, I say, girl, I know how you feel. I felt the exact same way. I remember thinking, I'm a new mom. I don't have time to do a program. But what I found is that Beachbody has programs that are only 22 minutes or 30 minutes a day. All I had to do was roll out of bed, move the coffee table, and press play. And I realized that I could actually get in really good shape, feel better about myself, and have more energy because of that. So knowing that information, do you have any other questions about that at all? So again, always leaving it with a question. So those are some inviting tactics that have really helped me. And then the investing part again is just really, really pouring in to people, whether it's a free group. I had never really done free groups. I'm going to be honest with you. So this is my first time as a coach really doing them. I think I'd done maybe 1 or 2 7-day clean eating groups, but it wasn't enough time for me to really invest in others. So this was a way for me to add value and to build relationships with my audience. And it was a great way for them to experience my coaching. I've actually had people message me and say, Jess, I miss our group. Are you doing anything? And so a lot of them are in our 22 hardcore test group now. Even if they didn't become coaches, they bought challenge packs. And I had to go into this though pretty selflessly, knowing that they might not buy a challenge pack. But this was just an opportunity for me to give back and to connect. And when you do it right and you form people and invest in people, a lot of times you reap what you sow. So anyway, guys, that's kind of, with 5 minutes left, I wanted to leave a couple minutes for questions. But thanks for listening. Do you guys have questions at all?
Let me unmute. You guys can unmute if you have questions. For some reason it's not letting me. Like, wow. That's some good information.
You're welcome.
Angela, do you have questions? I think you had questions, right? Put her on the spot. Where's Angela? Angela. There you go.
Maybe.
Sorry. I know you had questions.
Well, I'm just overwhelmed with all of the wonderful information that you shared with us tonight. Thank you, Jessica. It was fantastic. Let me think on it.
Sorry, I totally put her on the spot.
I've got one. I've got one, Jessica. So I haven't been coaching as long as you. I've been coaching like a little over a year. But one thing that I have noticed is, obviously, I feel like my business would be so much better if I was more organized. Did you come into this really being organized, or was there somebody specific that you looked to learn this?
Girl, I'm still trying to get organized. No, I mean, honestly, that is a hard part for me. But what I did realize is that in order to help my team grow and in order to help run Sprint to Diamond trainings and to do all of that, I had to be organized. So I didn't really look to anyone for that. I didn't really, my upline coach is more of a hobby coach, or was more of a hobby coach at the time. And so what I kind of learned was that I learned by what my coaches needed. And some of them needed, I'm going to screen share real quick. Some of them needed a calendar for every month. And technically, I guess I don't have to provide that, but it was something that I wanted to help them with. So right now, I put up the April you can actually see this is a fun way. I do retreats and stuff too. It's a fun way to help people hit Success Club. But I have an April calendar where I talk about sneak peek. So I had to kind of get organized. We're going to have a live event sneak peek here. We're going to have our Coach Basics these 2 weeks. And then I give them ideas of when to post and all that, when you should hit SC10 by and all of that kind of stuff. So that stuff helped me become more organized because I had type A coaches and I'm not a type A person. But I realized that with my emerald personalities, I don't know, do you guys do sapphire, ruby, and all of that? Okay, so for my emerald personalities that need all the facts, I needed to help them feel safe within our team. That makes sense.
Totally.
And Google Streak. I
have Streak. I love it.
Yes, I'm learning it, girl. I'm learning it. I'm
obsessed.
To help with that. Awesome. I feel like I word vomited so much information on you guys. I'm sorry. I'll give Jamie my Fearless Invites file if you guys want that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then I also, if there's anything else that you saw that I can't think of right now, let me know. But I just am so excited about how amazing these free groups actually worked out for me, because I really kind of thought that they were a waste of time before. And if you do them right and you have the right heart about it, it can actually go really, really well. So.
Awesome.
Jessica, did you have all of the people who joined your free group create a Beachbody account under you, or did you just let them in and let it roll?
I let them in and let it roll. I was very specific though too, because there were so many people in the group. I forgot to say this, but we have less than a minute. I actually messaged all of them. And I went through it that way and just connected with them. And I asked each one of them if they already had a coach, because I didn't want to step on any other coach's toes. If I lose you guys, thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
Really,
Yes,
it was
thank
really
you.
awesome. Thank you guys. But yeah, just connecting. It's like the fourth vital behavior. Yeah, it was really important to me to do that. And how much of your challenge group posts do you schedule? I buffer almost all of them like a week before or the night before. You know what I mean? So that I don't have to wake up early. I try to get them up there by 5 a.m. So I don't really want to be up at 5, not gonna lie.
Nobody does.
You guys, well, I know we're going to cut out. So thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. And Jamie and I will connect about whatever you guys need. But praying for you guys and your businesses. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. You're awesome.
Thanks, guys. Have a wonderful night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jess.
Bye.
Bye.